Some years ago, my uncle, so my mother's brother, said something to me and my brother, something that was like very, very important. But back then, I didn't really understand the importance of it. And I think that we were complaining, or I was complaining about something that my parents did or didn't do, and it was probably something really dumb. Like probably they didn't let me buy something on Fortnite, but I was complaining about this, and my uncle said, I remember this pretty vividly, the scene, like we were leaving the house as we were saying it and like going down the stairs of the building. And so he said something that was like in Italian, I'm just gonna translate it. He said like your parents do a lot for you and so much that you don't even imagine. Something like this. And it was so he was so like he was speaking the truth when he said that because and I didn't realize it back then. I was just a kid, so I mean, it was probably normal, but only now am I realizing it, like how true that thing is. Our parents, like our specifically, but everyone's parents do a lot for their kids. So your parents did a lot for you, so much that you don't even imagine, as my uncle said. Like the very fact that they work so that you can survive, so that they can feed you since you were a child, by the way, that thing in and of itself would already be enough. So that you should go and thank them every day for every meal that you have because they've done it for you. Okay, maybe you have money now and you kind of maybe you live alone. You still have had your parents to feed you for your whole entire life, your childhood and your adolescent years. And so you really need to be grateful for them and you need to thank them for it. Because do not give shit for granted, bro. The giving stuff for granted is so wrong and always possible. And if you do that, you don't appreciate stuff enough. You don't appreciate the fact that you're alive. If you are alive, it's because of your parents. And if you also survived for all these years, it's still because of your parents. And it's wild how some people literally would be get mad at their parents, like seriously mad for something so dumb, even though they've literally made you live, survive for all these years. And I mean, of course, it's normal to have arguments and stuff because we forget how we should be grateful for them, and of course, they should be grateful for you as well. It's not like you're like a slave to them, but you're still, relying on them, probably, if you're my age at least. And so you need to be thankful. And if you have arguments where you forget all of these things that I'm saying, I also do this. I make this mistake myself, but it's kind of normal, I think. I'm trying to learn how to not do it as much. But then you need to remind yourself about this. You need to remind yourself that you don't give shit for granted. You owe them a lot, and they do a lot for you. And by the way, if you have like abusive parents and some very bad childhood trauma with your parents and stuff like this, I'm really sorry because I've not been through it myself. I've had kind of a privileged childhood, I think. I mean, for what I remember at least. And so I don't really have any advice for you to implement, but the only thing I can say for sure is to try and actually find something positive they do or they did for you. And don't just straight up, I know that you're thinking like, oh no, they did nothing good, they're total failures or total assholes and stuff like this, but there probably is something that they did positive for you. So like, for example, the fact that you are alive, okay, maybe they have abused you for every day, but you need to be still thankful for the positive things. And also, this is kind of advanced level of being thankful, like of gratitude, but you need to be also grateful for the bad times, so like the fact that they abused you. And this is obviously very advanced, so don't get mad at me for saying this, but it's in the future you will be thankful for the fact that you had this childhood, that this bad childhood, because you will you will use it as motivation. Maybe you will just help other people that's been through childhood trauma and stuff like this. And if you hadn't gone through it, you wouldn't be able to help other people. So it's all gonna turn out good for you, basically. But so going back to the main point, being grateful for your parents is really important, and you don't want to give it for granted, as I said multiple times in this video, maybe too many. But try and find something good that they've done in the recent past, and like actively go and thank them for it. So like, let's say that your mom cooks the meal for you today or yesterday. Even that, like, go and at least think, I'm like, thank you, mom, for having made this meal. Of course, if you want to take a step further, go and actually thank your mom. Maybe when you're eating, go like, thank you, mom, for this. Like, simple stuff like this. That it's gonna impact them. It's gonna like help your mom feel better about herself. Or maybe your dad, he works fucking a 9 to 5 for you that he totally hates, and he would quit if he had like the money to actually do it, actually to quit. But he's doing it so that you can live. He's still working and keep hating his job like day by day, or every day more, and he still does it because of you. And that's love. That's being a parent. Just be grateful for your parents. Do not give them for granted, and learn to show your gratitude as well. Don't just wait and just stay at the level of being grateful, like mentally, on by yourself, but also go and show them, hug them maybe, or thank your mom if when she cooks a meal for you. Hug your dad when he comes back from work. Stuff like this, bro. Don't I shouldn't even be saying this. It's crazy people don't do it. But yeah, that's about it, bro. See you in the next video.